Hello students, welcome back once again. In today's class, we have started in last week, Unit 2nd, reading Say, The Brave Potter by Margaret Sake. Again I gave some information and some of the part of the text is completed. A recap, Jalak. Margaret Sake is a folk story writer, translator also. And in the previous period we have learnt the Potter, main character. Potter, main character, carried a tiger taking his own donkey. Okay. I am giving this clarity to you because it was not given in yesterday's period clearly. Right. Actually, we have talked in previous period on the side of the tiger. Tiger went to the hut in search of his cave as it was getting a heavy rain. Right. He took a shelter in an old cottage. Then he heard a sound by a woman dragging something and she shouted angrily. When she preferred to face the tiger but not the leak. But not the leak. Here, the tiger thought that if the woman is terribly afraid of to see the leak and she prefers to meet a tiger than the leak, it means the tiger thought that the leak was some great creature or greater than the tiger. That's why when he was woke up by some kicks and some angry sounds, he thought that it was a leak and later tie the chain around its neck and headed towards the direction as the leak asked him, as the voice asked him. And lastly, the creature took him to the place where there is a tree by the side of a village in front of a house and tied with a strong chain, left the tiger under the tree, fastened with chain throughout the night. Right? And next morning, many of the people of the town or village came out in praise of braveness of Potter. Okay, see, then let us know more about the Potter. How does it happen to come? Yes. On the afternoon of that day, a potter had arrived home after a hard day's work. Yes, on the afternoon of that day. Means since morning to afternoon, the potter worked very hard in the field and came back. He was tired and thirsty. He had asked his wife for some palm wine. Palm wine means, you know that very well, especially in Telangana, palm wine. Right. It gives intoxication. Nasha vastadi koncham. We will feel relaxed from the tiredness if we had a palm wine. That's why he drank. He had asked his wife for some palm wine. The more he drank, the better he felt. When he had drunk all the wine, he no longer felt tired. Yes, means as much as wine you take, so much happy you feel, tense free you feel, your tiredness will go away. The same happened with the potter and he was relaxed When the storm began, the potter suddenly remembered that he had left his donkey tied under a tree. And see, ఇది ఎలా జరిగింది? When he drank a lot of wine, some time passed, it started getting heavy rain. It started getting heavy rain. That time, Potter thought or remembered or recalled that he tied his donkey to the tree. That's why he rushed out to get the donkey under the shed. Then see what happened. He rushed out of his hut to take the animal into the stable. You see, students, generally, stable. Stable is used as shelter for the horse. Stable, tabela. Shelter for the horse, but it is used here for donkey also. Okay, where the donkey or a horse is tied for resting time. In resting time, it is called stable or shelter. Like here, burrow from rabbit, kennel for a dog. Okay, brood from cock and hen, right? House for we the people. Okay, na? Shed for cow. The same way, stable for horse or donkey. And the potter rushed away to take his donkey into the stable. You can imagine his anger when he discovered that the donkey was not there anymore. The only thing left was its chain. Now see. Here, there is a possible discourse, major discourse. When the potter went out to bring his donkey into the stable, he found there was no donkey, only chain was left to the tree. Now think for a while how much angry he might be. Question for 2 marks. What might have he done to see there was no donkey to the tree? Or when potter found no donkey to the tree, left with a chain, many thoughts arose in his mind. Describe his thoughts. అవి కూడా వస్తాయి. Major discuss for 10 marks. See. Right. My stupid donkey must have run off into the forest. He grumbled. He is too much angry to see that there was no donkey to the tree. He got angry. My stupid donkey must have run off into the forest. And when I catch him, I will give him a good beating. Means I will beat him strongly, savagely, unkindly. He thought himself. The potter walked through the wet forest. You see, it got already rain. Heavy rain was there. That's why the complete ground and forest was drenched with rain. Okay, got drenched rain. That's why potter walked through the wet forest. When it became dark, he often tumbled over roots and fallen branches. He stumbled. Stumbling means falling over due to the hindrance on the way. Stumbling over, okay, falling over due to the hindrance in the way. That is called a stumbled. To be fall due to hindrance. Problems, difficulties. Okay, some disturbances. You see, suppose there is a night, dark total everywhere, and we are walking freely, but suddenly there is a stone, you will tumble to that. Means here, to be fall due to the hindrance. And as he was walking through the dark in the forest, he stumbled to the branches, dry branches of the tree. And then see what happened. With each step, the potter felt angrier and angrier with his donkey. Means several times. Sometimes sentence will be on to, with each step, the potter felt angrier and angrier with the donkey. What do you understand from the statement? Or illustrate it for 2 marks question. The donkey, the sentence tells us that the potter, while was searching donkey, he stumbled again and again many times. Okay. Means as many times he stumbled, so much he angrier got. That is meaning. When I catch him, I will tie him up under the tree all night. He muttered to himself. Yes. Kopam tepistunnadu. Yeah, definitely he said, I will, even I catch him, I will tie him up under the tree all night. Means I will not take him into the stable, though it is a totally heavy rain. That is a punishment to him, the potter thought. Hours later, the potter reached the old woman's hut, and there he saw an animal sleeping in front of the door. And see, recall the yesterday's class once again. The tiger entered into the cottage and slept there, had a nap, dozed, right? And it slept for a long time. He doesn't know how long it slept. But you see, some creature came and kicked him, got angry. The same happened to this potter. Went in search of the donkey, but he found an old hut, cottage, and a creature was sleeping, animal was sleeping before the cottage. And see, there he saw an animal sleeping in front of the door. There he is. He shouted, there he is, the stupid animal. The potter got too much angry. Yes, there he is. There he is. Yes, stupid animal. The drunken potter did not notice the difference between the donkey and the tiger. He kicked and beat the sleeping tiger. He then jumped on to the frightened animal's back, rode it home, and then tied it up with the iron chain. And see, this is the fact. And you know very well, students, when a person drinks a lot, he forgets everything. He cannot control himself. You know very well, the drunkards are walking along the streets, striding along the streets. Etla nadastaru. You might have seen a few people in drunken position, maybe lying along the road, by the side of the road or footpath anywhere, even in gnarly gutters, because they don't know what is happening with them. They will be enjoying the heavenly pleasure when they are in fully drunken state. Okay, students? And see, the same happened with him. He doesn't know the difference between the tiger and the donkey because he was under the intoxication of a lot of palm wine. Okay. And he rode the tiger, taking it his donkey, and headed towards the home and tied the old big tiger to the tree before his home, in front of his home. And see, with iron chain. Next morning, the villagers who passed the potter's house looked in amazement at the tiger tied to the tree. My God, everyone shocked, amazed, astonished, wondered a lot. My God, a big tiger is tied to the tree by the potter. My God, how courageous the potter is. And now see, all villagers started admiring the courage of a potter. And see, soon the news spread throughout the village that the potter had caught a tiger and tied it to a tree in his yard. You see, students, unexpected magical event and false rumor spread like a wildfire. ఎప్పుడు జరిగిన కండిషన్ వస్తే that information passes throughout the village or town like a wildfire in no time. The same happened here also. The potter caught the tiger and tied to the tree, and this news spread like wildfire in every corner of the village. All the villagers praised his courage. They also thanked him because the tiger had eaten many of their goats and buffaloes. Goats and buffaloes. Students, sometimes you see goats and buffaloes will be underlined and will be asked question for 2 marks, right? Or 1 mark in question number paper 1, question number 19 to 23, 24. 1 word substitution ki adugutaru, right? Maybe there. Or sometimes will be asked for 1 mark also. What is the 1 word substitution for goats and cattle? Goats and buffalo, that is a cattle. CATTLE. Okay. Goats and buffaloes is called cattle. It comes in cattle. Right. Cattle or cattles, both will be considered singular plural. Okay, cattle, right. Yes, all people praised and thanked the potter because many of their goats and buffaloes and cows were eaten by the tiger. That's why they were thankful to the potter because he caught the tiger. That also alive. They had tried to catch him for many years but had failed. Means the villagers tried to catch the tiger for many years together, several times, but they failed in their efforts. Of course, the potter said that he had done nothing the sort of that sort. When people were praising, potter said, no, I didn't catch the tiger, I caught my donkey. I don't know how does the donkey turn into the tiger. But when in last night, I caught only my donkey. I got my donkey back from the forest. Right. He said that he had only brought his donkey home. He did not understand how a donkey could change into a tiger. When he saw the tiger, he fainted. Means he got senses thrilled and he fell down. Chakkar vachandi. Okay. He get his sense of thrilling and fell down. That is called fainted. Or it is also called became unconscious. Spruha tappipovadam. Right. The same happened with potter. Nobody however believed the potter's story. What is the potter's story? Question for 2 marks. If this paragraph is given. Which story did the potter tell according to the villagers? The potter told the story that he had caught a donkey, not a tiger, and doesn't know how the donkey turned into the tiger. Soon the potter became famous. Everybody who met him called him the brave potter. The simple potter himself never understood why. And you see, students, it doesn't take much more time to be a famous one. Doesn't take much more time. Very shortly, in no time you can be famous, but you should be at that place, right time and right way. Okay, na? At the right time, right place, in the right way, if you are at that place, you can become famous in no time. The same happened with the potter. Right. And this is the second episode of the text. First episode of the particular lesson, the brave potter, is about the old tiger. Second episode is about the potter. Now let us see what happens in third episode. Right, come to the point. In this way, since the potter caught the tiger and tied to the tree, since that he became a famous potter, called as a brave potter. Everyone was calling him brave potter. And then see, in this few years passed. Few years passed. Then what happened? A few years later, war broke out between the potter's country and the much more stronger neighboring country. Yes, potter's country and neighboring country, war broke out. Broke out means started. Broke out of rage. It is a started. Broke out, started. War started between potter's country and much more stronger neighboring country. The king immediately gathered a large army. King gathered immediately a large army like Bahubali. Okay? Right. But he realized that it was not strong enough to save his country from defeat. Means, however the army he has, the potter's country king has, king thought that soldiers or army may not be enough to overcome the neighboring country, because neighboring country is a stronger one. That's why he wants some again army who is strong-minded, strong-willed. He needed a hero to lead his army. He needed a hero to, who is the hero in this text now? Very good. Hero is Potter. Yes, indirectly he is sending the signals to him. Towards him, see here. He needed a hero to lead his army, and he could. Where could you find such a brave man? Question rose in his mind. Ekkada find out cheyali. Where can I get the brave man? The king hurriedly called his ministers together and asked their advice. Students, you see, ADVICE, it is a noun. ADVICE, noun, suggestion. And here, ADVISC, it is a verb. Be careful, even in competitive examination in future, competitive examination or entrance test examination for different, you will be asked, parts of speech. Be careful. CE unte noun, SE unte verb. Right. And he hurriedly called the meeting of his all soldiers or generals in his kingdom to seek their advice. One of the ministers remembered the story of the brave potter. Yes, now directly sending towards the potter now. One minister recalled the story, he remembered, and he said, "Yes, your majesty." The minister said, "I know someone who can lead our country or lead our army. Yes, I know that person." The king immediately sent a messenger to the potter's house. When the potter realized that he had been made general of the army, he became frightened. Oh my God, poor creature, the poor potter, he never fight with anybody. He has no guts of fighting with a dog or cockroach also. The person is afraid of the small creatures. He is made general of the army of the country to lead against the much more stronger neighboring country's army. He frightened too much. The king sent a messenger that Potter is appointed as general of the army to lead the country to attack on neighboring country. Potter, afraid of very much, cringed with a fear, shaking top to bottom. Yes, The king had ordered him to go to the palace to the next day. The king had ordered him to go to the palace the next day. Messenger told him, it is king's order. Very next day, tomorrow, you have to go to the palace to see the king. How could he, a poor ignorant potter, become the general of the army? Is it possible? Poor potter who used to make the pots and run his life by selling in the market, now he is made general of the army, leader of the army. How is it possible? There is a strong question in everyone's mind. He had never carried a sword, nor had he either hidden a horse or ridden a horse. Okay. He doesn't know how to ride the horse. Guram riding chedam teledu. He doesn't use any sword before in his life. And he is made general of the army. Oh, I shall die because of that stupid donkey, groaned the potter to his wife. He has only brought us trouble. And say, when you are helpless, when you have to accept the challenge without any condition, there is nothing in our hand except crying or shouting at others. The same happened with potter. He shouted, just because of the stupid donkey, I have to face all things. My dear, he is talking to his wife. The next day he went with his wife to the capital city of the kingdom where the king lives. He went to the palace. The king was pleased to see him and ordered the potter to lead the army into battle the next day. Very next day, there is no time to practice. Very next day you have to go into the battlefield because neighboring the strongest country or stronger than our country is going to attack on us on next day. That's why you have to get ready in the palace. Okay, and place in battlefield next day. The enemy were not far from the gates of the city. A splendid horse had been prepared for the potter and his wife. The horse which would carry him into the paid battle was ready in the stable. And see, in no time, a beautiful house was built for potter and his wife. A gallant, a strong, a tall, impressive, majestically standing horse is waiting in the stable, which was going to lead potter into the battlefield. And see, that night, the potter could not sleep. It is definitely happens. Suppose you are going to a new expedition, new work, which you don't know anything, you can't sleep throughout the night because you will think how to face the problem, how to solve the problem. The same was condition of potter. Throughout the night he did not sleep. He was nervous and worried because he did not know how to ride a horse. Aluchinchandi. The person who rode only donkey in his life, he never rode a horse also, and now he is going to become a leader riding on a horse to attack on the neighboring country enemy. Is it possible? Can you learn riding within a night? That's why he was nervous and worried because he did not know how to ride a horse. If I fall off, everybody will laugh at me, he thought, and I will get up very early tomorrow and practice riding the horse. Yes, again you see, anyhow condition. Everyone has self-respect. Atmagauram. Untundi kada? Same. Though he was a potter, he has a self-respect. Means if he practices riding a horse in broad daylight, people will see him while riding, and if you fall from the particular horse, they will laugh at him. That's why he decided to practice riding horse during night time. At dawn, the potter woke his wife, and they went to the stable. They saw the beautiful brown horse ready for its new master. Early in the morning, dawn, D-A-W-N, dawn. Do you know the meaning of dawn? You see, here is a D-A-W-N, one word, and I know, you know this word, D-O-N, dawn. And another word is here, D-O-W-N. It's a down, dawn, and this dawn means early morning time. Period between 4 to 6 or 5 to 6. That is called a dawn, early in the morning. Right. And then at the dawn, the potter woke up his wife and they went to the stable. They saw the beautiful brown horse ready for its new master. Yes, exactly at the end of today's period, potter and his wife are near the stable where a brown, strong, tall horse is waiting for him. Oh, or for his new master. Okay, students, let us have a break now and continue the lesson in next period. Till that, have a nice day.